Hey guys, well, welcome back to the channel. To my left, I've got Travelling Blade. Hope you're well.
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's Sheffield United Forest on Friday night. Quite a big game for the top end of the table, and obviously a big game that makes both set of fans look at anyway for the season. How do you feel about it from a Sheffield United perspective?
Well, I'm glad we've had a week off. We had a very busy February. We played 7 games. A lot of that was Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, all that kind of thing. And I think we started to get a little bit burnt out. We've been hit with a few injuries here and there to key players. The last game we played last Saturday against Millwall was very poor, to be fair. Both teams you could tell both teams had played 7 games in the month. And we looked a little bit burnt out and just bereft of ideas. So I'm hoping that we're going to have a couple of players back that have had a few days to rest and couldn't start at Millwall. Some key players such as Morgan Gibbs-White, hopefully Sander Berger, players who have been brilliant for us in the last few games. Because the Millwall game was a really poor performance from us. So I think hopefully tomorrow night it's a real big response from Sheffield and we can do the business after bouncing back.
I mean, it, you guys this season been very it's been very surprising to me. I mean, obviously you guys changed manager and all that quite a lot,
Yeah.
but it's been that sort of season where I thought you guys will be up there from the start.
Yeah, we started very poor, to be fair, very slow under Slav. I know it was renowned for starting slow, but it was just I think basically he needed if it was going to be a success, he needed to spend a lot of money and get a lot of his own players in. And he didn't have the players in the squad to play how he wanted with 2 wingers and that. We just simply didn't have the players in those positions. He struggled, to sign who we wanted. And it was just very quite boring football, very basic, absolutely offering nothing, lots of possession, but doing nothing with it. Then when Heckingbottom came in, I was very skeptical, very cynical, thinking we've just hired a cheap option, someone that I thought was a bit of a yes man, and I thought, I was really quite disappointed with the signing, but I'm being happily proven wrong at the minute. He's taken us, this season was definitely under threat of just becoming absolute nothing, making up the numbers, mediocrity in mid-table. But now we're actually, mounting a good charge for the playoffs. We're well in amongst the push for the playoffs. We've got 2 massive games coming up. I think, obviously we went to you. I think you're only just below us, I think. And I think if you win on Friday, I think you go above, I think. So it's a really big game. And obviously, I think often when Sheffield meets Forest, there's already quite a bit of a decent edge to it and that. So I think tomorrow night, with the actual added thing of really meaning something for both teams, it promises to hopefully be a good atmosphere and a good game from both sides.
Yeah. And it always is, and obviously with both sides going for the playoffs, I mean, there's always been that bit of issue with the playoffs anyway, especially as you guys beating us last time we both was in the playoffs as well. So, and obviously we're not met in quite a few years, so obviously with everything, so it will hopefully be a cracking atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing is, I think with the playoffs for me is that Sheffield United just don't do the playoffs. We always lose in the playoffs. So I think the only way Sheffield ever get promoted is via the automatics, and I don't think we're going to do that. So as much as I want to get the playoffs, I think it'll just be just frustration at the end of the season because we never get on with the playoffs. We are lost every single time. But fair play to Heckingbottom, he's actually come in. We're playing some good stuff. There's echoes of the promotion season under Chris Wilder back in 2018, 2019, some stuff like that. It's just a shame that we've had a few players such as McGoldrick, Ryan Brewster, Jayden Bogle, especially Jayden Bogle, who was becoming a real star for us in that right wing back position that we signed from Derby a season or 2 back. And he was really getting into his stride, goals, assists. He was fantastic for us going forward. And then he got an injury and now he's under surgery and he was out for 6 months. Ryan Brewster, he was stuttering and starting, but he was just starting to find his feet. And now he's going to be out for the season. And so we're quite bereft of top. And Billy Sharp has been brilliant for us this season. I think he's on about, I might be wrong with this, but I saw 19 goals and assists this season. But he is like 35, 36, I think, and he can't play every single game. We've got McBurney, who's just a passenger. He's okay coming on late when you need to like run down a game. He's all right at that, but actually starting as a striker that's supposed to be scoring goals, he's absolutely woeful in that respect. And then we've got a few other like younger lads like Dan Jebison that's been on loan at Burton and only had a little cameo here and there this season. So we're a little short up top. We've got a few injuries at the back. We've got Charlie Good on loan from Brentford, who's still on a suspension because he got a straight red. So we have got, but hopefully we can get that midfield back with Gibbs White and Sander Berg, because I think if we have those two back, that will be pivotal to our success on Friday night.
Yeah, we all know what Billy Sharp's about. He was at Forest. It didn't work out towards the end for Billy Sharp, but we all know what Billy Sharp is all about. Obviously he's a club legend for you, like near enough. I know you like Billy Sharp like a lot, and obviously we used to have David McGoldrick. Obviously you guys got Wabbo and Ben Osborne, so it's like there's quite a few like ex-Forest players that play for you guys. Obviously we got Matt Slow at the minute that obviously the top he can't play, so we have got quite a few players that play for each other.
How's Max Lowe been doing this season? Has he been doing well for you on loan?
He's doing quite well, actually. When he came in, I thought, I see how he gets on, because obviously ex-Derby, but since he's been in, he's been like a revelation. Him and Jed Spence win backs, it's like 100 miles per hour. It's like Max Lowe really, really waiting. I'm surprised you guys let him go with like how good he is.
Yeah, I think he was. We were sort of quite surprised when he got to you guys and he started doing really, really well. Because like, oh right, turns out he is quite good. And I think at the time, we had about 3 other players that probably would have been ahead of him at that left wing back position. And I think pretty much all 3 of those now are injured to some extent, one or another, or have a bit of knock here and there. So we could sort of do with him back right now, just because we were a bit short of players at the back, especially in the full back positions on both sides. So we could do with him. So it's promising to see that he's played well. So I'll be interested to see how we act on that at the end of the season. Whether Forest will go in and try and buy him, if we'll try and keep him. I'm not sure what Heckingbottom's position will be on that, but yeah, I think it's good to see he's doing well, because like I said, we could do with him back because we are a bit short on players here and there. And I know you mentioned that Spence. I've not watched many Forest games this season, but I did watch the emphatic victory over Leicester City, and that Spence was one I kept noticing all the time down that right, and it sort of reminded me that's similar. I suppose it would have been Jayden Bogle, but unfortunately he's out injured. But yeah, he looks like quite the asset for you, and I think it should give us a bit of a test down, I suppose, our left defensive side tomorrow night, and it'll be interesting to see how we deal with that, because he looks quite a lively and quite quick and exciting player.
Yeah, when we signed him from Middlesbrough, a lot of Middlesbrough fans were saying we'd like to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Water was as well, and since he came to us, it's just been like revelation, like just been like proving everyone wrong. And now we've got a lot of Premier League teams and quite a few European teams looking at Spence, which it's great to be fair.
Yeah, it's definitely good. It's just, I suppose, so do you actually own Spence then?
No, he's on loan. We got him on loan from Middlesbrough. Signed him, I think it was deadline day in August.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans didn't rate him, but I think he turned quite a few people's opinions around just like that. And obviously, since Cooper been in and us playing with the fullbacks, win backs, it just seemed to talk that next level up for his game.
Yeah. So I think because I think who was it? It was I'm trying to think. Who was it? Have you got Steve Cooper now that manages you?
Yeah, he used to be
Steve Cooper. Yeah. Was Steve Cooper there at the start of the season, or did you change managers early on or something?
We used to have Chris Eaton, but obviously he got sacked after the Middlesbrough game. We were picked up point from 7. We were bottom of the table. Cooper came in not long after the Huddersfield game when we beat them 2-0, and we just lost. We lost like 5 games in 28 games, 30 games. It's like proper like turned us around and made us into like playoff form near North.
Yeah, I think that's it. It sounds quite like similar to us. We were both struggling, but then change of manager and gone on a very good run of form. I think we had quite a decent unbeaten run until we went to the Den on Saturday. So hopefully we can get back on that as soon as possible because we had a couple of games. I think we had such a disjointed December. I think we had about in the whole of December and then New Year's Day 4 games postponed. I think we've done about 2 of them so far, but one of them being Middlesbrough on Tuesday. So I think we've got a load. It's quite a compact season. I think March is okay, but I think April's another 7-game month for us. But I think these next 2, we've played quite a lot of big teams recently. We're not long back. We played West Brom. We've played Blackburn. So a lot of teams in and around this area. But these next 2 games will be, I think, for all 3 clubs involved. I mean, who have you got after us, for example? Who have you got?
We got Huddersfield in front. We'll play Friday, then we'll play Monday, and then Huddersfield in the FA Cup. So we got quite a quick turnaround, like you guys. But isn't it Tuesday that you guys play?
Yeah, we're on Tuesday. We've got Middlesbrough away, which I suppose will spur quite a bit of. Well, I suppose that fixture's got a lot of interest for you guys as well in it as well. Obviously, see how tomorrow goes, but I suppose all 3 of us are in sort of like basically the same position now, going for the playoffs. But I think tomorrow night, I'm just hoping the Bramall Lane atmosphere is good because it's been inconsistent, and we only seem to have a good atmosphere when we're like everyone's pissed off at either like the ref or something like that. So, like against the Blackburn game, when a few decisions didn't go our way, and we were only loud when we were annoyed, to be fair. So, hopefully tomorrow night, Friday night under the lights, Forest as well. Quite a big game. It's not the end of the season for either side if they lose, but it's a big game and to make a big statement regarding the playoffs. So hopefully we can get a good atmosphere going tomorrow night. And I think it'll be a tight game. I can't see there being that many goals, to be fair. I could probably imagine it being maybe 1 goal either side or just, 1 goal in it. So like either team winning it by 1. But like I said, I'll be intrigued to see what the line actually is, because I'm not sure. We've got a few major injuries where they're definitely out, but we've got a load of like small injuries where you're thinking I'm not sure if they're going to be ready to be back. They might be starting, they might be on the bench. But like I said, I think if we've got Gibbs, White, and Sander Berger, that'll give us the best chance we've got. But then again, we are still a bit short-staffed at the back at times. But I suppose you've got obviously lost Max Lowe. So do you reckon you'll be a bit, short-changed at that left-back position?
It'd be interesting because I think I've always said that with Max Lowe not playing, I think we'll play Colbert at left wing back because we've got Laurie who signed in January, but he's not featured that much. Bond seems to be gone out of the picture now, so I think we'll be playing Colbert at left wing back, which, to be fair, he's done quite well there. Since he played there against you guys when we drew 1-0 at our place, it's just grown in confidence. I mean, he kept Saka quiet when we played Arsenal. I think we can see him playing, Colbert playing there. I think it'd be interesting to see what he will do, especially with the quick turnaround off games. So I think if there is any changes, I think it'd be more of the attacking side. It'd be interesting if play Surridge instead of Davis. Though change, I'd be interested in saying if we play Sin on tomorrow in that number 10, or if we've been someone in like Ojeda, I can't pronounce his name, and play Garner in that number 10 role. I think them areas will be very interesting to see what we will do.
Yeah,
especially with Huddersfield coming up in the cup. But then what one will Cooper do? Will you prioritise the league over the cup, or?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if I was him, I'd probably go for like prioritising the league, because I think really, at the end of the day, I can't imagine Forest actually winning the FA Cup. But I think there's quite a good chance of you getting into the playoffs if you if you've got the right players in there. So I think of the two, it's a good chance to progress in the cup against Huddersfield. It's not that you've got Man City or anything like that, or Liverpool, Chelsea. But obviously, I think obviously the league will probably take precedent, given if you're on a good run of form and you've got a very good chance. Especially like if you've got us as well, it'd be a big if you did beat us, it would be a big win and move you towards the playoffs, because it is just so tight around all these teams. There's 1 point split in a few places, and it is getting tight. And I think it should be quite an interesting finish. I hope we're in amongst it on the final day. Either that or confirmed, but I think before then, there's loads more games to be played, and they're coming thick and fast, and it's gonna be a test of like the not just like the team's ability, but like squad fitness and health. I think that's what it's going to come down to eventually.
Yeah. And I think as well, because I know we're playing tomorrow and you guys got Burnham Tuesday, but I think quite a lot of the teams playing each other as well, and in the run-ins. I mean, we still got Bournemouth to play, we still got Fulham to play, we still got QPR and Coventry to play in the run-in. So I think the run-in will be very, very exciting. I mean, we got Bournemouth on the Tuesday night before the last game of the season, so I think the run-in for everyone will be exciting. Oh, well, for the neutral will be, but for us guys, it'd be very nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and then if we do get the playoffs, I don't know if I can be bothered. To be fair, though, it sounds obviously like we all want to be like in the Prem and all that, but I don't think our squad's ready. When we got promoted in 2019, we did it by automatics, and I felt like our squad was genuinely ready to go into the Premier League and throw our weight around and that, and clearly that first season we were very successful. But I think now we've basically got a lot, quite a few of those players here, but about 3 or 4 seasons on. A few people that are, probably coming to the end of the career, a few younger players that are still a little bit naive here and there. And I think we'd have to spend a lot of money. And I think it's just money we've not got because we've just wasted it on paying managers off, such as Wilder and Slav. So obviously, like if someone said to me, Sheffield United promoted or not, obviously I'd say promoted, but I wouldn't be very optimistic about next season if we did get promoted, because I just don't think we're anywhere near ready. And in part of me would rather come close this season, bit of quite a decent amount of investment in the summer, not too much, just a few places here and there when we've got a few vulnerabilities or older players, and then hopefully have a good crack at it next season, but like to get automatics. But I don't think we'll go up this season, but I'm just glad that we've actually got something to like play for now, because a lot of the season we were just like mid-table, mediocre, win one, lose one, draw one. It was just, there was absolutely nothing. It wasn't entertaining football to watch. The results were just leaving us nowhere, and you're just thinking we're not avoiding relegation. We're not fighting for playoffs or promotion. It was just nothing. So it's just nice to have like something to go for. You know what I mean? Just have something to like look forward to and aim for, because when it was just mid-table mediocrity, it was just felt pointless.
Yeah, we're the same, to be fair. I mean, if we get in the playoffs, it'd feel like victory for us, even though we had started the season, because we've been like bottom of the table after 7 games. So it's like first to actually get into the playoffs, it feels like automatic. So first to actually be up there with the playoffs, it's like it's really, really good. And just to show the work Stevie Cooper done with us, what that 3 or 4 signings he made since he's been here, it's like it just worked wonders. And if we did go up, we'd be the same to come back down. So I think it'd be a matter of just building it for next season, because we have got quite a few loans, so we'll have to rebuild anyway for next season. So I think we're in the exact same position, if we're being honest.
Yeah. I suppose that as well, like Heck has just taken us on so much, and given the start of our season where we were in the bottom 3 for quite a while, and then we slowly crawled out of that, and then we really struggled to get past like 16th and try and break into the top half. So for Hecky to come in and just take on this brilliant run and actually get us in amongst it, because it just felt for ages we were like anchored to like the bottom half of the table and just meandering around. It was a very, very slow and poor start to the season for us. We weren't scoring many whatsoever. But so yeah, fair play to Hecky. He's proven me and I think quite a lot of others wrong. Hopefully, can continue it and see where we can get as a season. But fair play to the lad.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be interesting. It'd be a very interesting Friday night game.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's all right. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. So I'd like to thank you for